Episode 2 of the Amazing Digital Circus is gonna be released in less than a week from now, and obviously the hype around its release is insane, as Glitch is dropping more teasers almost every day to make us feel more and more excited. And as we know, the pop-up stores in Japan are very successful, and we also got to see some sneak peeks about the interior, and Glitch also made a post about the early screening, which took place on the 26th of April, and honestly, the fact that we didn't see any new spoilers about the episode is kind of surprising. However, it's probably better this way so that we can watch the episode on May 3rd and come to our own conclusions. But right now we know a lot about the episode anyways, thanks to the teaser pictures, trailer, and some other small bits of information which were released by Gooseworks and Glitch. So here are 10 facts about episode 2 that you might not have heard of. Number 1 is Princess Lululalu appears to be so much taller than all of the circus members. If you look at her, when she hands the key to Ragatha, you can actually notice that she is designed to be taller than both the circus members and the mannequins, and I'm guessing that this design choice probably represents her being royalty. The second fact is that Gooseworks shared a random line from episode 2 which goes like this: "Do it, it'll be epic." And I'm assuming that it was Jax who says this, so we can only guess that he's probably encouraging one of the other circus members to do something stupid, like the scene where he pulls out a candy shotgun, and we only saw him pulling it out from underneath the seat, but we can't be for sure if he's gonna be the one using it. Maybe he'll hand it over to somebody else and then he'll say, "Do it, it'll be epic," meaning shooting out the tires of the other truck. The third fact is if you look closely at the candy castle when the circus members are approaching, you can actually see a painting at the front of the building, and if we zoom in on the painting, it actually resembles Kane, which makes me wonder if the inhabitants of the kingdom actually know Kane. And we know that he's the one who designed the Candy Canyon Kingdom, just like every other location where the characters go on adventures, so he's probably going to be a respected figure amongst the mannequins, and maybe even Princess Lululalu adores him, and that's why she has a painting of him on her castle. Or it could be that in this world, Kane is the king of the Candy Kingdom. The fourth fact is that we're gonna see a brand new character in episode 2. He was only shown in the trailer for a split second where we could see him staring at a screen, and maybe its lights reflect on his eyes, making them blue. But if you think back to the trailer for the full season, we didn't see him in that at all. We only saw the 8 new NPCs, which were confirmed to be NPCs by Gooseworks, and some people did say that this could be Gummy Goo, but I'm assuming that it could be another character. And it'll be exciting to see a brand new character, which I'm guessing won't be an NPC as he wasn't shown in the trailer for season 1. And if you think about it, when Gooseworks said that episode 2 is going to focus on another character that we haven't met yet, it would make perfect sense if she meant this character. So we'll most likely learn more about him or her in the next episode. The fifth fact is in the trailer for episode 2, we saw all of Pomni's room, and while in the trailer for the season, we saw that her room was mostly organized. But now we could see that the toys are thrown around this time and that she got a painting, which is new. And unfortunately, I can't see what it is. However, if you look at the other side of her room, you can also see that she has a pair of shoes next to her chair and a hat on her makeup table, which is weird because Gooseworks did say at one point that Pomni's hat is attached to her head. So I'm not sure, maybe she has another pair so she could change it, but if it's attached to her head, does it morph into the new hat? I don't know. But we do know that there's going to be an episode somewhere in the season where the characters' outfits are going to change, but these shoes and the hat look exactly like the ones that Pomni has been wearing in episode 1 and the episode 2 trailer, so I have no idea what is correct or what is wrong. The sixth fact is that in the trailer there's a scene where we see Jax and Gangle chilling on the top of their truck, and Gangle is looking at something with her binoculars, which may be the same ones we saw Gummy Goo having. Or it's also possible that they found the binoculars in the truck just like the candy shotgun which Jax found, because honestly I can't imagine Gummy Goo just giving it to them, based on the fact that they're literally going to be in a chase scene together, and we can even see Pomni fighting for dear life holding on top of the truck, so I don't think it's possible that Gummy Goo is just going to hand her the binoculars, but we'll have to see. However, if you look in the distance, you can see that there's someone catapulting into the air, which disturbs Jax and Gangle's peace, but it does look like they're floating on water, so maybe someone's going to get shot out to the air from underwater, meaning that there's going to be an underwater scene as well, or maybe we'll just see them get shot shot out. The 7th fact is that Gummy Goo and his friends, who look like they're going to be a comedic duo next to Gummy Goo, are actually bounty hunters and not cowboys as how we initially thought. And this could be a reference to Gooseworks' previous animations called Elaine the Bounty Hunter. But if you look closely at these two alligators, you can notice they have daggers in their hands that are made out of lollipops. Now, I'm not sure how that would work exactly, but hopefully we're not going to see them using them, because with candy daggers and candy shotguns, things could end up going really wrong and someone could get hurt. Or it's possible that they're not going to be bounty hunters and they'll be something like bounty hunters, or maybe, I don't know. Episode 2 is really confusing me, but I'm thinking that they will be bounty hunters. The 8th fact is that Glitch shared this image of episode 2 where we can see Pomni, Ragatha, and Kinger going for a ride on the Ferris wheel, and it looks like Kane is pushing them with a lot of force, which results in Pomni and Ragatha falling out of their seats, and Kinger is actually just enjoying the fast speed. However, what this means is that we're probably going to see more about the digital carnival in episode 2, because in episode 1, when Kane took Pomni out from the tent to give her a short tour around the circus, we could only see a glimpse of the grounds, such as the digital lake and digital carnival. But hopefully we're also going to see the digital lake up closer at one point, because we haven't seen anything about that except for the snippet in episode 1. However, we can't see any of the other circus members in this picture, but based on the photo which was already posted by Glitch, we can see that all of them are outside, and it looks like they're taking a nap on the grass, but their peace was interrupted by Kane. So I'm assuming that Kane teleports all of them outside of their beds because it all looks like they're sleeping, and then he's gonna put all of them inside of the digital carnival's Ferris wheel and then spin them all around super fast to wake them up and get them ready for the next adventure in the Candy Canyon Kingdom. The 9th fact is that the last scene of the episode 2 trailer is of Kane and Bubble, where Bubble is sticking his tongue out and Kane is presenting a glowing maple syrup, which is honestly weird, and I'm not sure why they're showing this maple syrup, but I'm thinking that Gooseworks did say that there is a scene in the trailer which she hadn't seen a lot of people talk about, but it is an important one, and so she might have meant this one, and maybe we could think that this is going to be the circus members' prize after they complete their adventures in the Candy Canyon Kingdom, just like how they got a digital feast in episode 1 after Pomni's first adventure, and so maybe they're going to have a digital feast again as a reward just for the gag, but this time Bubble baked them waffles or pancakes, so hence the maple syrup. Or maybe there's a secret behind the syrup, and that's why it's shiny, and it has some sort of magical power, but we just can't be for sure. And the last fact for number 10 is that Gooseworks also shared another line from episode 2, which is going to be said by Kane, and it is, "Zooble, look at this cool bee I drew." And I'm thinking that Kane is going to say this to Zooble when they're left behind in the tent after Kane pushed the other circus members through the portal, so maybe Kane will force Zooble to spend time with him and Bubble. And honestly, I can imagine Kane just randomly sketching things to entertain himself, and he just forces Zooble to watch. But that would probably result in Zooble ditching him and going back to a room, and so maybe after Kane is left alone, that's when he decides to go after the others and join them on their adventure in certain points. However, as we saw in this picture, maybe it would be better if he didn't go to the Candy Canyon Kingdom, because somehow he managed to blow up a cake and cause a fire in the canyon. But those are all 10 facts about episode 2. Let me know down in the comments what you think of them. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.